hypnotized, stuck inside my mind because you gotta be something undefined for me. You're so wild, I'm not gonna fight. Replay in my mind of you, things you want.
Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. So I'm going to be doing a second look using the Blue Blood palette by Jeffree Star. So I'm going to start off by priming my eyes and carving out underneath the brow so that way everything has a blank, clean canvas. And I'm blending the eyeshadow primer with a synthetic brush and making sure that it's tacky so that the eyeshadows can apply better onto the eyeshadow base. So I forgot to show you, I start off my eyeshadow first and I forgot to put the eyeshadow shield right by the eye area so that it can catch any fallout from the eyeshadow, because this palette does have a lot of kickback and fallout, so that's why I wanted to use this. Since the first look it did have a lot of fallout. I'm going to be using the Jeffree Star Blue Blood palette, and I'm going to list the names on the screen because I am doing a voiceover now, and I did this look about almost 2 months ago, which is, I know, like step it up, Jasmine, step it up, but I'm going to list it on the screen. So what I want to talk about with this palette real fast, I know it's a tutorial, but I do have to say this because I don't want to come off as like, oh, everything seems great. So the lash shadow in his palette, I did have a lot of trouble with this look. I had to do this look 2 times the same day. And you can see here that the eyeshadow, it comes off patchy, and I had trouble with this eyeshadow. I don't know if you have the same issue if you own this palette, but it did come off very patchy, and it's usually the dark shades in that palette. You see it on the corner of my outer eye. It came off very patchy and it just did not work well with this base. Maybe it could be that, but when I do apply shadow over the eyeshadow primer, it just made it seem a way darker shade than it originally is. So you'll see how I pack on the shadow and then it just turns into like a deeper shade, or like it's grabbing onto the eyeshadow base and it's not blending well. So I did have a lot of issues with this look, and I'm going to post it anyways just to show you guys, because you guys were asking about this look. This is the look entirely, but just so you know, this is not one of my favorite looks with his palette because it did come off very patchy. It was hard to blend out some of the shades, and it was an issue for me. So I am doing a spotlight halo cut crease, and I am taking a lot of the lighter blue shades in his palette to just basically blend it together to create that spotlight. And like I said, I was not happy with this look. My right eye look was a lot higher as opposed to the cut crease than my left side, so it was not even at all. But I don't want this tutorial to be a negative tutorial. It's just it wasn't my favorite, and you can see like a lot of the mistakes, or not mistakes, but a lot of the trial and error with this whole look. So I'm going to make sure that everything is well blended next to each other so it can be an ombre, a good transition from one shade to another. And one of the shades were hard to blend in, and I had to, even if I kept packing it on, it was just not working. I am gonna go off with a eyeliner from Too Faced. This is the Sketch Marker Liquid Art Eyeliner in charcoal black. This is not a super black eyeliner, it's just like an off black shade. For my waterline, I'm gonna be using the Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On pen in the shade Voodoo. If you do not have a dark blue eyeliner, then you can most definitely use a black liner or white one, a teal one, just to match with the eye theme. For lashes, I am going in with Shopmimiartistry lashes in Dramatica. And then, as always, I'm using the CoverGirl mascara. I already applied my foundation. This is the Narsissist Glow foundation. And for concealer, I'm using the e.l.f. Cosmetics 16-Hour Camo Concealer. This is in the shade Medium Sand. And I like to go in with a concealer that is similar to my foundation shade, maybe a tad lighter, and then blend it out and then apply a lighter concealer, not all over underneath the eye, just like the inner eye, so that it can brighten up so it doesn't show like that gray cast shadow from my dark circles. I do color correct, just keep that in mind. I do color correct, and I do use the Pillowy base to color correct, like just apply underneath the eyes and on the lid, just to, you know, basically cover that up, you know what I mean? So yeah, I really love this concealer. This was the first time I was using it in this video, and I love it. Like, this concealer will remove any dark spot, any under eye shadows. Like, it's so good for drugstore. But I am gonna set my under eyes, but not big, just setting it, because I do crease like crazy. So if you do not crease under the eyes, you don't have to worry about setting it, because it's that good and it's that full coverage and it dries down. So I'm gonna go in with the Hourglass Ambient Lighting palette, and this is so good. Like, if you want like just a glow but not like a highlight face palette, like this is good for all over the face, just to give you a nice sheen, and it does leave like a settled glow, and this is really nice. I really like it. I was trying a lot of new products in this video. So for bronzer, I'm using my favorite bronzer from ABH. This is the powder bronzer in Rosewood. I'm just bronzing, I'm not contouring, because you know, I just didn't feel like the need to, because this look was already dramatic and I'm wearing like this teal blue wig, so it was already crazy as it is. So I just wanted to bronze just to give some color back into my face. And I do go in with this blush palette from Jouer. This palette, I don't use it enough, but I love her palettes, like her blush palettes. So this is the Bouquet D'amour palette. Like, this is really nice, and I go in with the shade Adore Me. And this highlighter from Maybelline, I'm so glad that I picked it up, because I already have 3 from Maybelline and this one is $2.50. And I'm gonna set my face with this fixing spray from Revolution. This is so bomb, and I do go in with that highlight in my inner eye. For the lips, I'm using the Colourpop Lippie Pencil in the shade 951, and this is in collaboration with iluvsarahii. And then for my lips, I'm using this liquid lipstick by City Color Cosmetics. This is their Be Matte Liquid Lip in ASL. And it's a really pretty nude shade, and it does dry down to a matte finish, and it dries down a shade, like a tad shade darker. And don't forget to apply some mascara, because I always do. And this is the finished look. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial, even though this was a hectic tutorial for me, and just creating this look 2-3 times. And yeah, I hope you like it. If you do, give it a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment down below what you think, and I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye.